Let's first talk about finding clients online. There's several popular large freelancer websites you can create profiles for and start getting your portfolio out there, as well as actively bid for client work. The more well-known of the bunch is Upwork. It's a great reputable site for seeking freelance work. Simply build a profile, which we'll do together in this section of the course, and once you're approved, you'll be searchable by thousands of potential clients. You can also apply to freelancing jobs by submitting proposals, which will include specific things the client requests, like certain portfolio types and pieces, a written cover letter, or other types of requests. This platform, like many others listed here, are oversaturated with current freelancers, so just be aware. It's still worth the effort building a profile here, but there's heavy competition and it will make finding those first few clients a bit tough. Sometimes lowering your hourly rate for the first few projects is necessary to start building that social proof, which we'll talk about when we build that profile together here shortly. People per hour is similar to Upwork in the fact that you create a profile and you're able to not only seek out jobs by sending proposals, but clients can find your profile listed on the website too. 3 things that make people per hour a bit different than Upwork. First of all, there's less competition on people per hour as it's a newer platform. Second, they offer the ability to have a portfolio type profile which contains more photos than the Upwork profiles. And lastly, they have something called offers. Offers give you the ability to post an offer that will be seen on the website for potential clients to see. This can be anything from, I can build a 5-page WordPress website, to I can create a social media post in less than 24 hours. If you're familiar with Fiverr, it's a very similar concept. And speaking of Fiverr, freelancers either hate or love Fiverr. But most freelancers have not found huge success on Fiverr, although a small percentage still do. This site, with an insane amount of competition, gives you the ability to post a gig on their website, allowing others to purchase your offer and add add-ons. These add-ons can increase the total price you receive as a freelancer, and these add-ons can be things like decreasing the time in delivering the project, or it could be sending extra file types. Not all projects are priced at $5, although that is the standard rate. There is something called Fiverr Pro that requires you to apply to get accepted as a vendor. If you have a great portfolio and some experience, there might be a good chance of being accepted there. Fiverr Pro gives freelancers the ability to charge much higher prices and have access to different networks of people. Some gigs can exceed $2,000. The key hurdle here is getting accepted into their program, but since you have a great portfolio and personal brand, it's worth a try. The next thing I want to talk about is trying free or spec work. Spec work or speculative work is working on a project before getting paid, if at all. And it's one way to improve and fill your portfolio with real client projects. I highly encourage you to seek out spec work that is non-profit based, so you can help others in need but also build your portfolio. Spec work should only be done for fun and for practice. I encourage my students to pursue spec work only if the project will be enjoyable and fulfilling and can be added to your portfolio in a positive way or open up new connections for you. Spec work on online websites like the examples here don't encourage building client relationships. So I would proceed with caution unless, once again, this is a purely fun exercise for you. Pro bono work. Who says working for free has to be unfulfilling? There's several places to volunteer your services to clients in the nonprofit space. There's even a website called catchafire.org that lists nonprofit companies needing work in a wide variety of fields. This is great for getting your foot in the door at several smaller or even larger nonprofit companies. There's also the possibility that your free services you offer them could turn into paid if they really enjoyed your project work or they possibly get funding for more projects. It's a gamble, but also a great way for client testimonials, social proof, reviews, and getting experience working on projects that you would normally not get the chance to. And now it's time to talk about social media and networking. A big part of finding clients online is networking, and it's just as valuable as networking offline. There are several professional networking sites you want to be on as a freelancer who's wanting to expand those connections. The obvious first choice is LinkedIn.com. Connect with anyone in your current network. The great thing about LinkedIn is being able to see and connect with your connections. There's also the ability to private message connections as well for a more knocking on the door approach to selling yourself. Not everyone feels comfortable doing that, but with a common connection, it might seem a bit easier and a more natural way to introduce yourself. Do not underestimate the power of networking in Facebook groups. The key here is finding the right group to connect with. If you're a wedding photographer, it's great to connect with other wedding photographers in a group, but for finding client work, perhaps going where your target audience hangs out. In this case, a wedding planning group or a group for wedding planners might be a good choice. Graphic or web designers might want to hang out in a small business group full of small business owners needing branding or marketing website design work. A tip here is to make sure not to post a generic post when first joining the group. You need to spend some time investing in the group and the community, helping others out before even thinking about telling others about your services. I personally run a large Facebook group myself, and those who post their services right away when joining raise a big red flag with me. But after they participate in the group for a little while, I start to allow them to mention their services every once in a while as long as it doesn't seem a little spammy. Share your expertise. There are several social media sites where you can start to share your knowledge and expertise with the world. You can live stream on YouTube or post helpful videos. You can live stream on Facebook and even start your own Facebook group that will attract those who seek your skill set. Remember when posting on social media to include those relevant hashtags. Those hashtags are searchable on platforms and make it easier for your target audience to locate you. For example, if you're a calligrapher who does custom stationery designs, why not host a calligraphy style live stream that shows off different calligraphy lettering styles? Or if you're a UX UI designer and you host a free webinar to small business owners looking for tips and tricks to building that great e-commerce website. There are so many ways to put yourself out there through the use of helpful posts, videos, live streams, and articles. This naturally leads to the next idea. Become an online guru in your skill set. A lot of creative freelancers are scared to put themselves out there, mostly because they feel like they're not top talent. I still think there's a lot of opportunities with those with just intermediate skills, especially in those top demand skill sets like web design. Not only can this help you find client work through speaking and network opportunities, but it'll also help you land clients by having some of those helpful videos, articles that you've written on your blog and on your portfolio website.